Welcome. Hey, I'm on this Wacked Out Wicked Wednesday. This is your boy Walt with the Just Listen podcast, and I'm doing something a little different this Wednesday. And I know that my eyes may be looking this way, my camera lens is this way, and I need to be looking this way here. But jump on the channel here, jump on the podcast. We got a lot to talk about on this Wednesday, and I wanted to do this live today because I may not be here to do the I'm Pissed Saturday. So jump on into the channel and welcome to the podcast. There are some things that we need to talk about, but beforehand, let me just say this. Being a parent, working 8 hours, 9 hours a day is a busy thing. I mean, I don't know about anybody that has children that have to go to school, but it's just a busy day for you. And there's this saying that my mother used to say, and I'm pretty sure your mother and father used to say back in the day as well, that there's not enough time in the day. That there's not enough time in the day to get everything done that you need to get done and want to get done. So that's just part of life, especially when you grow up. When you grow up and you have your responsibilities, your job, your family, or just trying to make sure you're taking care of the house, taking care of your responsibilities and duties like my wife and I do. It's definitely life on repeat. And when I mean a life on repeat, I'm talking about you wake up, you go to work, you come home from work, you have your dinner, you cook your dinner, whatever you got to do, you eat, you watch a little bit of TV, you go to sleep, wake up and do it again. That's just how life is, especially when you are an adult and you have responsibilities like a job. Life is on repeat. But I want to welcome everybody to the channel. If you haven't subscribed before, go ahead and subscribe, but also post your comments in the comments section. This is a Whacked Out Wednesday. A Whacked Out Wednesday. We are in the middle of the week, and I just got to say, I am tired. I am ready to be off of work for the weekend. And some of you guys that, you have to go into work on the weekend, you look forward to the day that you have off. You look forward to the day that you have off, and that's it. Bygones be bygones. But do me a favor. Turn your screen, if you can see this video, turn your screen horizontal, because I actually got my phone horizontal this time because I wanted to do a little bit something different. Usually you would catch me on or in my vehicle doing an I'm Pissed Saturday, ranting about this administration, this Trump administration, and the things that they are doing to destroy America as well as the world. So yeah, turn your screen horizontal if you can. But if you want to watch me vertical, that's all good, because I believe that I am in shot for the camera lens. I'm in shot for the camera lens. Yo, check this out. Everybody, subscribe to the channel. I want to know how everybody's doing on this Wednesday. Subscribe to the channel. I'm going to actually post out again that I'm creating a post live. Welcome. Whacked Out Wednesday. Whacked Out Wednesday. All right. So if you have been paying attention to current events here in Florida, I'm going to just tell you this. In Florida today, gas was $3.99. 2 weeks ago, gas was ranging between $2.49 in certain areas and $2.69 in other areas. And I'm talking about unleaded gas. Now, I don't know where you live at. Post in the comment section where you live. But yes, gas has skyrocketed. Gas has skyrocketed because of this dumb administration with Donald Trump and Pete Kegsbreath and the rest of the goons that's taking and driving America down to the drain. So yeah, it's a very bad thing right now. And I'm gonna say this. There are certain people finally realizing and waking up, but they woke up too late. They woke up way too late for this, because they created this madness. Those that voted for Trump created this madness. But I wanted to talk about back when the pandemic happened and we were supposedly supposed to social distance and, keep our distance, wear masks and so forth. Well, we know that those MAGA goons, we know that those individuals that were fully in the cult did not want to wear a mask and said that their freedoms were being stripped away. Now they're completely fine with everything that the Trump administration is doing. They're okay with us going in, well, not us, the Trump administration attacking Iran to where they've shut down the Strait of Hormuz, where tankers cannot go through because that's just the only passage to go through. And they say that it's not a war. It is a war. It's not a war. It's an operation, whatever it is. People are pissed off. People are pissed off. People are pissed off at the fact that they voted for a man that wasn't going to do wars. They voted for a man who was going to bring the economy back. And I have some information relating to the economy. That's why I got my little notepad. See this here? I took some notes today from some of my peers like Aaron Parnas and, Lamidas Touch and Jesse Dollamore and Kyle Kalinske. I took some notes in regards to certain things that are happening and has taken place thus far with this terrible administration. First and foremost, when my wife and I were social distancing, because we had to social distance, we were actually in Georgia when the pandemic happened. My wife and I, we did travel nursing. I was a full-time stay-at-home dad, and we would travel around the U.S. for specific assignments that she had with her job. And it landed us in Georgia. We landed in Georgia. We were in Georgia start of December, January time frame. And we stayed in Georgia for about, we left Georgia. We was there in Georgia for 6 months. And when the pandemic started to go full steam ahead, this was during the December, January, February time frame, and the pandemic happened to where it was starting to spread. Like COVID was spreading like wildfire on a dry day, a dry, hot day. COVID was spreading like wildfire, and people were catching and getting COVID left and right. Well, my wife, who was a nurse at the time, she's still a nurse, excuse me. My wife was working at a hospital facility in Gwinnett County, and they were just getting cases upon cases upon cases upon cases upon cases of COVID, being tested positive for COVID. People were starting to take it more serious because these particular things that happened during the time of COVID, when it started to become bigger and bigger and bigger, started to be politicized by a specific group of people. And give me some thumbs up, post in the comment section. I'm going to be looking over here to look at the chats, but post in the comment section what's up or something. Spread this to your friends, your family, whoever wants to listen. But when the pandemic happened, and when it first happened, I thought it was like a population control type of thing. I was kind of like conspiracy theorist in regards to the pandemic happened. So I thought it was like, oh man, they're doing population control. They're trying to get rid of us. They're trying to get rid of the older people. They're trying to get rid of everybody when it comes to the population control. So I took that for what it was worth, but I started to realize with my wife, having conversations saying we're getting, yesterday was 30 cases. Today it was 75 cases. They're saying that more cases keep coming in of COVID and people catching COVID. And then they're saying, hey, we had our first cold. We had our first person pass away because of their symptoms of COVID. And we said, listen, this is something serious now. This is a serious ordeal, and we need to keep ourselves protected and stay away. So, of course, this was during the Trump administration. Keep in mind, this was during the Trump administration that COVID really took off and just went crazy. And when that happened, a lot of people were thinking, oh man, this is crazy. But then there was this thing where we needed to social distance, and Trump was the first person to shut down and say that everything needs to shut down. And then the governors followed in suit until the shutdown took place, and people were upset and mad and angry, like, you can't shut down. This is my freedoms. This is my freedoms to be able to go to the beach. When it was spreading, this COVID-19 was a super spreader. I mean, people were having COVID-19 parties where they were just thinking that, oh, it's not going to happen to me. And what happened is that there were more people being confirmed of losing their life because of the symptoms of COVID. It exacerbated things like, underlying conditions that this person has, and then they passed away and expired from it. We know people who lost their lives because of the COVID-19, but Americans were so gung-ho in regards to saying my freedoms, that they didn't care to wear a mask. They didn't want to get vaccinated. They didn't want to social distance. And more of their family members and themselves were being exposed to COVID, and then they either had a family member pass away from COVID or they passed away from COVID. Now, let me tell you something about that. If there was something that will protect your family members, that will protect you and your elders, your grandmother, your grandfather, would you want to do everything you can to protect them? Post in the comment section. Would you want to do everything that you can to protect them? Because that's what we are supposed to do in a society, is that we're supposed to look out for each other. But unfortunately in America, we have some of the most uneducated, dumbest people walking the face of the earth in the United States. And we get to see that each and every day. We see that each and every day with the many things that are taking place with the Trump administration. We are seeing that time and time again. And it is so funny that a lot of these people are now pissed off. They are pissed off now because they voted for Trump 3 times and he has not done anything that he campaigned on. 3 times voter, 3 times an idiot. Now, I have to say that if those are waking up, the people that are waking up, if you're watching me right now and you mistakenly voted for Trump 3 times, 3 times you mistakenly voted for Trump. The question is what are you going to do in the midterms? Because the Republicans, and I say this till I get blue in the face, the Republican Party is the party that is allowing everything to happen under Donald Trump. The destruction of our economy, the destruction of your life, the destruction of other countries and how they live. This is what I have a problem with MAGA voters, with Trump voters. They don't care about other people unless it happens to them or an immediate family member. And that upsets me in regards to how people are supposed to treat each other in a society where we're supposed to love each other, right? These are the Christians. Oh, we are the Christians. And I don't like that person because they're brown. I don't like that person because their name is not American enough. You know, when COVID happened, and my wife and I, like I said, we were in Georgia with our 2 boys. We were in Georgia when COVID started. It was back in February of 2020. We were in Georgia. And people were wearing masks. They were social distancing. The Walmart that we would go to, they would say, okay, we're going to open up Walmart at this time, and we're only going to take in 50 people for each hour's time frame. So they would say 3 o'clock, we're going to take in 50. 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, they're going to take in 50 people. They were following the rules in regards to trying to social distance. I got COVID when I got back to Florida back in July. We finished up our assignment in Georgia. Neither of us got COVID. My family, my 2 boys, my wife, we didn't catch COVID. We wore masks. We saw people wearing masks. This is when toilet paper was just, toilet paper was like gold to people. You couldn't find toilet paper anywhere. And then when stores got toilet paper in stock, they would have to put a limit on toilet paper back when the pandemic happened. I caught COVID when I got back to Florida. You know why? I caught COVID when we got back to Florida, and it was actually June. We did an assignment from January until June in Georgia. And I caught COVID when we got back to Florida because we have many people in Florida that think more freedoms come first before protecting people. And when I caught COVID, I thank God that I was healthy enough to be able to overcome it. But it was like, man, what is really up with Florida? Like, why is it that Floridians think that they don't have to worry about other people? And that's a problem that we have in Florida, guys. Like, I kid you not. We have some really dumb people in Florida. We have some dumb people in Florida that make the dumbest irrational decisions, just like we have for the Trump voters. The Trump voters that are pissed off that gas prices are $3.99, and we're going to talk about that too. These Trump voters that are pissed off that gas prices are $4, $5. It's like $5 and something for diesel right now. These idiots that voted are mad at Trump now, when they should have been mad at Trump a long time ago, because Trump has done nothing but lie. And I'll keep saying that. I will say that until the wheels fall off, straight up. I will say that until the wheels fall off. And let me check my chats here. Let me see. Yes. Hey, what's up, everybody? Share this video. But they're pissed off. Like, I was watching this video of this woman going viral about her calling Trump a POS and that he has not done anything. And she was a 3-time Trump supporter. She voted for Trump 3 times. And now she's pissed off and calling him a POS because gas prices have shot up so much. I mean, inflation has gone up too, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute. But gas prices have shot up to a ridiculous amount to where people who have to drive to work, they're spending more money of their precious dollars to put gas in the tank to get to and from work. And just imagine this. Just imagine if you have to commute back and forth to work and it takes you an hour and a half every day to commute back and forth to work. That's 7.5 hours that you're going back and forth. Let me do the math here. Hour and a half one day, hour and a half. That's 3, 4, 6, 7.5 hours that you're driving back and forth to work. Imagine how much gas you have to put in your vehicle for doing 7 hours. 7 hours driving. And these people are pissed off now because of their stupid vote or them sitting on a freaking couch. I'm not voting for Kamala. She don't stand for anything. She stands for support for Israel and their genocide to the Palestinian people. I'm not voting for her. And guess what, where we at now? You see, I'm not going to say the curse words because I'm in the house and you know, my wife and my son, I'll get really raunchy whenever I get in the vehicle by myself, but I can't do it right now. I got to keep it clean for the kids. But now they are talking about resorts in Gaza. If you've looked, if you've seen some actual independent media, if you've seen some media, you will see that Gaza is decimated, like it's in rubble. And that is exactly what Jared Kushner and Miriam Adelson and BB and all these individuals wanted to do. Donald Trump wanted to do that, wanted to decimate Gaza. And then say, well, we'll see if these other countries will take them in because they want to build resorts and, like, you know, Trump's dumbass golf resorts and stuff like that. That's what they wanted to do. MAGA has really, and people that voted for Trump have really shown us how racist they are. And I'm even talking about the black MAGAs who you didn't see them in Hebron, Kentucky behind Trump. You didn't see not one Latino for Trump or no black for Trump behind him in Hebron, Kentucky. You didn't see it. And I posted a video on this too. I posted a video. It's going to be coming out pretty soon, guys. So be on the lookout. It's coming out tomorrow night. So please check that video out. Give me some views on that video because I'm trying to boost the algorithm because I love y'all. And I want y'all to be part of my family. But these individuals that voted for Trump, even the black voters for Trump, you don't see them behind them anymore because that's what exactly what Trump wanted. That's what Trump got. He said, I only need you to vote one more time. And then after that, you don't have to vote anymore. You don't have to vote anymore. I just need you one more time. And now he's ripping up the freaking Constitution. He's ripping up the Constitution. He don't even care about the amendments. Because if he actually cared about the amendments, and I'm sorry, guys, if you're posting chats, I cannot respond because I guess the screen, it keeps popping up. I'm going to change this up eventually, okay? I'm going to actually be using my computer once I get my microphone together because for some unapparent reason, I have my XLR thing connected, but I need that little, that audio thing, I forgot what it's called, audio box. And so my microphone, sometimes when I move like this, because I like to keep it moving, when I move like that, the audio comes in and out, and I don't like that. So I'm working on that. Please bear with me. But these individuals voted for their demise. Like, if a person only has one arm and they cut that arm off for Trump, they don't have anything else, right? They can't grab anything unless they're using their feet. These people who are MAGA supporters, let me just say this, MAGA supporters that support Trump, they are changing their tune. But remember, Trump does not care. Trump never cared about the American people. Trump never cared about the middle and lower class people. That's why he loves the poorly educated. So on this Whacked Out Wicked Wednesday. We're gonna be doing more of these lives here. I'm telling you, we're gonna be doing more lives. But I wanted to talk additionally about this woman. This woman that was pissed off about Trump. She's going viral. And she's going viral for all the FAFO reasons. And, you know, it amazes me how when they went to, I forget what it was. I don't know if it was in Kentucky or whatnot, but this interviewer was interviewing people about the gas prices and how high these gas prices are. Did you notice something in regards to it? If you check it out, I want you to pay attention to the interviewer and the interviewee who is being interviewed. You will notice the ones that are deep in the coat, the ones that were super deep in the coat when this guy interviewed them, they were white people. They were like, well, you know, we had to do what we had to do. We had to go in there and I don't care to pay more gas. You know, Trump said it will be for a temporary or short time frame. I don't care. I don't mind about that. That's when you know. That is when you know that you have a lost soul. You have a lost soul. It was like two white men. It was like one white. Well, let me say this: two white men, two white women. So it was like four people that were interviewed, right? And I'm just saying this because of the optics show you a lot when it comes to who is part of the code and who is not part of the code because of what you see. Now, the optics was that the two white men were okay with paying more for gas. But you didn't notice that, what I noticed is that these were older people. So they may be, you know, retired or whatnot. They may just have, you know, extra money in the bank account. But these were older white people, right? And you didn't see them interview a black person. You didn't see them interview a Latino person. You didn't see them interview a person of color whenever the guy was talking about gas. What you saw is a demographic that overwhelmingly voted for Trump in the Republican Party, like always. But then it got to like the white woman, and the white woman was like, yeah, I'm okay with it. You know, it's fine for me. And, you know, hey, yeah, we figured that, we go in and attack Iran and everything, and it's fine for me. But then you got to that one woman that was like maybe part of the middle class. The woman that was part of the middle class was pissed off that she voted for Trump 3 times. She was pissed off about the gas prices and how high they went. That person is one of the people that are waking up, even though she voted 3 times. She's the one that's waking up, even though she voted 3 times. But I guarantee you, if this interviewer went and talked to a Hispanic person who was middle-aged, in the 30s, if this person went to go talk to a black person who was in their 20s or mid-30s, late 40s, whatever, if that person would have went and interviewed some people who, besides the white woman, if that interviewer would have interviewed somebody that looked like me or looked like Hector, who was actually in the midst of everything that's going on, trying to get by, it'd have been a different tune. It'd have been the same tune as that one last white woman that he interviewed. And she had said the curse word and everything. That's exactly what it would have been. It would have been that same scenario, because people in their right mind who are not racist, because I'm going to call you out. If you still support Trump and you think that everything is okay, you are racist and you are in a cult. I'm just going to keep it real. You are racist and you're in a cult. You are not a Christian. You do not care about the Bible. You do not care about people in regards to what's taking place in this country and around the world. You are the scum of the earth, plain and simple. But the individuals that were, oh yeah, everything is good, everything is fine, I'm good with that. And then that one woman was like, no, he's a POS. He is a piece of shit, and I am pissed off because my gas is high, and this is terrible. He hasn't done anything at all. All he wanted was your vote one time. You only needed to vote one more time. But I'm going to tell you this. We're going to have midterms. We are going to have midterms. And the Republican Party are trying to doll up this SAVE Act like we need to have this. And the mass majority of people want voter identification. The mass majority of people want voter ID. Hey, listen, if you're a U.S. citizen, you have, your registration, you register, and you go and vote, you have the right to go and vote. That is our constitutional right to go and vote. Voter ID, if you got an address, you got, let's say you file taxes, you got a social security card, this SAVE Act, they're trying to do some straight up suppression. The voter suppression is real with the SAVE Act. Excuse me, I'm going to adjust this real quick. The Republican Party is trying to pass a SAVE Act to suppress the vote. And I'm going to tell you, please check your registration. My wife and I, listen, we've been on top of game for a long time. We have our registration card information, we have our birth certificates, and we have passports. We have passports because we've been paying attention to the signs of time, especially under Republicans. We have been paying attention to the signs of time, but also we like to travel outside of the country too. So you have to have your passport if you like to live or go outside of the country, which my wife and I love to do. I've been outside of the country several times. My wife has been outside of the country several times. That's why we have our passport that is still intact. It is not expired. But if you are trying to get your passport, please take a look into it, because and I think this SAVE Act is not going to pass anyways. But pay attention to, if you're trying to get your birth certificate, reach out to the vital statistics, get your birth certificate, but then also take a look into if you can't get a passport, because the passport is part of the government. And if you're trying to get your passport and they pass this SAVE Act, you probably won't get your passport because they're going to have it backlogged on top of backlog on top of backlog, to where you may not get your passport until Trump meets the Grim Reaper or he's out of office completely. Because the Republican Party is trying to do everything that they can to steal the election, guys. And Donald Trump is the person at the helm of it. That's why you have Republicans like Marjorie Taylor Greene, who left the party. Because for one, she was pissed off that Trump didn't endorse her for a Senate seat or something like that. It was something that Trump wasn't going to do for her. So she was like, peace out, I'm bouncing. Y'all don't treat women right anyways with the Republican Party. Marjorie Taylor Greene is not to be trusted. She is not to be trusted. But she is trying to expose all when it comes to the Republican Party and Donald Trump and the Trump administration and what Trump did with Iran, what Trump is doing with the Gestapo. She is trying to expose it all. And I can appreciate her for that. But I still don't trust her, because she's still a hateful bigot. She's still a hateful individual. If she got her way, she would be going over there grabbing that Trump cardboard cutout right in the midsection like she was doing whenever she did her little interview thing. She would straight up be doing that. Those that are leaving the cult, they're still part of the cult. They just don't like the things that are happening now. Let's just say that if Trump did a Thanos and everything turned around for the benefit of the people, they would go right back onto the Trump train. Real talk. They would go right back onto the Trump train, still being hateful and racist, because that's what they are. And they will be okay, happy-go-lucky about everything. So that's why on this Wacked Out Wicked Wednesday, I'm going to be doing more of these, guys. Like I said, my wife gave me permission to do a live today. I'm playing. I told her that I was thinking about doing a live because I'm not going to be doing an I'm Pissed Saturday. So I wanted to do this live today because I wanted to connect with everybody to see, how everybody's doing, but then talk about some current events that are taking place that I jotted down here. So, thank you guys for being here with me. I love you guys. Listen, if you don't know me personally, but those that subscribe to the channel and communicate with me and post their comments and everything, I love you guys. I do. And I pray that everything is going well in your life. I pray that God is blessing you tenfold in the midst of this trouble that we're dealing with, in the midst of the trials and tribulations. But trust me, we will get through this. We will all get through this. It's going to be tough right now, but we will get through this. And that's why we got to be here for each other. If there's something going on with you mentally, send me a message, I have my email link there. Send me a message and I'll pray over you guys. I will try to give you some words of encouragement. I will try to be there for you as best as I can as a human being, because we are in a very dark time and there are people out here, there are propagandists out here that want us to crumble. They want us to fall. And sometimes you have to unplug. You have to just unplug from the realities that take place right now, because the things that the Trump administration continues to stick on us and throw at us, it bogs us down. And what I've tried to learn, especially with work too, your job is bogging you down. You have a family, you may have sick family members that are bogging you down, and that's just really attacking your mind. I've been trying to do better with disconnecting from, letting politics take over me and everything that has been going on. And sometimes you have to do that, guys. Sometimes you have to do that. But we're going to talk about this administration and what's just happened. So let me know what you think too. Please, like I said, I can't read the chats right now, but we're going to work on that eventually down the road. So I thank you for being here with me. Give me some thumbs up. And if you subscribe to the channel, check out my other videos. But there was an individual that was part of the anti-terrorist group, part of the Trump administration, named Joe Kent, who quit recently. Joe Kent quit because of the things that are taking place with Iran. He decided to step down because he knows that Trump administration is in too deep. They are in too deep with everything going on with these illegal attacks in Iran, unaliving, deleting children, deleting the leaders, and they're replacing them with another leader that is the son. They know, the Trump administration knows that they're in too deep. Now they're putting boots on the ground, which they say there's not boots on the ground because Crag Island, or Crag Island, however you say the name, is not part of Iran or Iran. It is part of Iran. And they're putting military Marines boots on the ground. So this is a ground war now. This is a war that we didn't ask for. I didn't ask for this. The Trump administration did this with that Pete Kegsbreath, that dumb idiot who thinks that the media is supposed to tell everything that's good that's going on with the economy, everything that's good that's going on with the war. This dude he's one of those bullies that got bullied too much in college. Like when he went to high school, he was a bully in high school, and then when he got to college, he was the one getting bullied in college. That's who Pete Hegseth is. He's the type of guy. Well, I don't know why he's always got his hair slicked back like this. Like he puts mousse in his hair and he just rubs his hand in his hair. He's a freaking clown, man. Excuse me, let me grab this. He's a clown. Pete Hegseth is trying to talk to the media like they're kids. Yeah, well, when we see the Chirons talking about how bad we are doing against Iran, the media needs to start posting good things, and that's why I'm glad that David Ellison is going to be taking over CBS or CNBC or MSNBC. That's propaganda. This is not North Korea. This is not Kim Jong-un country where there's propaganda on the TV screen, but there is propaganda on the TV screen here. It's called Fox News. It's called OAN or whatever it's called. It's called Being with Megyn Kelly and Mark Levin. It's with TPUSA talking about, oh, we're good Christian people, but then they have a chat with all kind of racist stuff going on in the chat. So Joe Kent decided that he was going to step down and leave because Joe Kent knows that when the crap hits the fan, because it's going to hit the fan, I'm telling you, it's going to hit the fan. He knows that there's going to be a raft, and I pray that it is a raft when the Democrats take over the House and the Senate, that every single person, part of the administration, are going to have to sit before a judge on the criminal activities that they've done within this administration, all the while robbing American people blind. Every single person in the Trump administration, and I know they have these congressional hearings and all this kind of stuff. I know that they're listening to, like, they're being interrogated with these congressional hearings and stuff like that, and they're being asked these hard-hitting questions. They don't have an answer. Tulsi Gabbard doesn't have an answer. Pam Bondi's held in contempt. She's going to be subpoenaed and things like that. They do not have an answer, all while hiding the Epstein files. We're going to keep talking about the Epstein files. I want everyone held accountable for the Epstein files. I don't care the larger list of people that's on the Epstein files, the millionaires and billionaires that are in the Epstein files, Elon Musk specifically as well. Howard Lutnick, Bill Gates. I want every person interviewed. I want it investigated, and I want every single person held accountable. Bill Clinton. I don't care. Listen, the thing that Democrats or progressives, independent, far leftists, maybe even centrists say is we want everybody held accountable. It's the far right that's trying to hide it and cover it up. It's the far right that's trying to hide everything that's been going on with the Epstein files. That's why they continue to do shit. That's why the Trump administration, just like herpes lip Steve Bannon said, is that we're going to throw everything at the wall. We're going to try to have everybody thinking about, how the squirrel, they see a nut fall from a tree and they see, oh, squirrel. That's what they want. They want everybody to not pay attention to the thing that we need justice for. And that is the Epstein files. And we're going to keep talking about that. Like I said before in my channel over and over again, we're going to keep talking about the Epstein files until justice is served for the women that were violated. And we know that the Republican Party has a major issue with violating children. The Sounds of Freedom should have been about the Republican Party and the trafficking that has been done with the Republican Party. We hear about this dumbass dude, Jacob Lane, this punk Jacob Lane, who always like to go out and try to terrorize cities that, are diverse, going to Dearborn, Michigan and trying to terrorize Dearborn, Michigan, going to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and kicking over an ice sculpture it cost $30,000, $20,000, and he's breaking this ice sculpture. Jacob Lane or Jake Lane, whoever this dude is, this dude was running for dear life when there were people that were getting ready to come after him and jack him up. They were getting ready to beat the brakes off of him. And if I was there, I would have probably had to keep my composure because my wife would have been with me and my children would have been with me to where I wasn't going to, wild out because I would have wild out on the dude. But he could be jailed in Minnesota. He could go to jail for 5 years, and I hope so. But also we heard something else about this Jake Lang dude. We heard that he's been chatting with a 15-year-old on a chat that he tried to cover up, that he tried to say, well, somebody hacked into my phone, or that wasn't me, that was somebody else. Just like Trump does. Trump tries to blame other people for the things that he actually did. You notice that? So you notice that the people that are MAGA hat wearers or far right wing, they always try to project and blame it on somebody else when they don't man up and say it's their fault. Yeah, this is a whacked out wicked Wednesday, baby. Whacked out wicked Wednesday. I got my Outcast shirt on. Hey, one of my favorite groups, Outcast. Ain't nobody fresh as me, cause so fresh and so clean. Love me some Outcast. I was hoping and praying that they would come out with another album. I was hoping and praying that they would have collaborated together again. But anyways, we're going to press on. So yeah, this Jacob Lang dude who, of course, he's in trouble. And now he's trying to, cover some things up. And I heard this guy that he was hanging out with, this dude is in trouble as well. Like he's a violator, like he's a women violator, a PDF filer that's in trouble too. This was that dude that was ranting in Minnesota talking about, oh, the storm is coming. The storm is coming. And I heard that punk got his leg broken. I didn't know this about this dude. I remember seeing the videos of him yelling and saying some crazy, outlandish stuff in Minneapolis when, first it was Renee Good, then it was Alex Preddy in Minneapolis, Minnesota, that was deleted by Jonathan Ross, and then 2 Hispanic ICE or CBP individuals. Come on now. This dude is in trouble as well. And he said that he's no longer affiliated with Jacob Lang or Jake Lang because Jake Lang's ass is in trouble. And that's what we hear time and time again. It doesn't come from the Democratic Party. All these PDFers are from the Republican Party. These pedophiles are from the Republican Party. But they want to continue to project. And that's something that we're not going to have. We want justice for all the women that were violated on Epstein's Island. Release the Epstein files. Pam Bondi. So we got Christy Nome that was demoted. We had that guy, Walt something. What is his name? Waltz, who was removed from, like, the whole signal chat and all this kind of stuff. We have Marjorie Taylor Greene that stepped down. We have a bellevue of individuals in the Republican Party that are no longer going to be in the House and the Senate. They are calling it a wrap as well. We had Dan Forehead Bongino, Vagina. We have Dan Vagina Forehead. This dude's head is like this. Who stepped down and went back to podcasting. Who knows? We need to have an interview with Dan Bongino asking him, why isn't it that you're still with Kash Patel in the FBI as director of FBI? Why? What did you see in those files to where you had to step down because it was messing with your conscience? These individuals can't sleep at night. I can guarantee you that. I can guarantee you that they are hiding something when they're opening up these Epstein files. And the only people that are protecting, well, all of them are protecting Trump, really. Every single PDF filer and PDF file supporter are protecting Trump. That is part of this administration. And I'm talking from the dummy cheerleader, Pam Bondi. That is my opinion. That is my First Amendment right to say. To the bug-eyed Kash Patel. That's all they're doing is protecting Donald Trump. Because if that was somebody else like Obama or Biden, trust me, best believe. Or if it was a Hunter Biden that was in the Epstein files, if it was somebody, they would have had the noose ready for them. They would have had the noose ready for them. Whew. Man. I thank y'all for real. Listen, please write this down for me, because my wife has sent me a Bible verse today. And please write this down. And if you don't believe in reading the Bible or whatnot, just do me a solid and just check this Bible verse out. It's in John chapter 4, verse 4. John chapter 4, verse 4 in the Good News Translation, guys. So the Good News Translation, check that out. And if you don't believe in the Bible, whatever, I don't fault you for it. I don't fault you for it. This is not a Bible session right here. I just want you to read that, and that will be the exact representation that Jesus Christ talks about these false prophets, okay? Jesus Christ talks about these false prophets in John chapter 4, verse 4. Because those Paul Whites that were putting their hands, praying over the blood over Jesus on Donald Trump, and you have Erica Kirk, who all these people part of the TP USA chapter that talks about God and Christian and faith and everything like that. These are not the Christians that Americans and people need to follow. These were what are called wolves in sheep's clothing. And I've always said that before. As a man of Christian faith, I'm going to tell you a little story about myself. This is me being open and transparent to you guys. I was playing semi-pro football back in 2007, and I was a running back in semi-pro football. I played college football as well and everything. I was a running back, and I was playing for the Kentucky Thoroughbreds. That's the team. That's what they were called back then. The Kentucky Thoroughbreds. Go figure, right? So me and a teammate, I had got the ball on a handoff, and me and a teammate was going head on at each other. And a teammate did this and bucked at me. And we hit head on, and we collided head on. Let me look at the camera here. We collided head on. And I felt the pop in my neck. Right in my right here I felt the pop in my neck. And I had blacked out for a short second. And then I came to. Like, it was just like I'm seeing stars or whatnot, but I was getting my vision back. I had went to work the next day. This happened on a Tuesday. I went to work on Wednesday, worked all day Wednesday. I was in the emergency room on Thursday morning at 3 o'clock in the morning. Thursday morning, I was in the emergency room. And they did the little scanning with the x-rays and things like that. And the doctor came in and said that I broke my neck. He said I shattered my cervical vertebrae. And he told me, and this was about 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, about 7 o'clock in the morning, that time frame. He told me that if you weren't in the physical condition that you were in, You could have died or been paralyzed. And tears just started coming down my eyes because I can move my legs, I can move my limbs and everything. And he said that you could have died or been paralyzed. And guess what? I am walking proof that there is a higher being than me. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say about that. I am walking proof that there is something that protected me other than me being able to protect myself. Real talk, real talk. That's what I want to say. I've been in dark places in my life. I've been an alcoholic. I've never been a woman abuser. I can tell you that. I've never been a woman abuser. But there is a stronger and powerful being, powerful than me, that blessed me to be able to walk after breaking my neck. That's all I got to say about that. That's all I got to say. John chapter 4, verse 4. Please check it out. If you don't want to watch it, you don't want to look at it, it's all good. I'm not, like I said, you do you. I can't force you to read the Bible. I cannot, and I will not, because I'm not like a Republican. February's inflation rate. Listen, February's inflation rate rose up to 3.4% under Trump. The highest inflation ever under any president in current time. Inflation has continued to increase under Trump. When he campaigned on this wacky Wednesday, this whacked out Wednesday, Trump had campaigned on bringing everything down. Man, all I can say is FDT. I gotta keep it PG-13 today. I gotta keep it PG-13. But my I'm pissed Saturdays, I'm going all in, baby. In the car, I'm going all in on I'm pissed Saturdays. Barry Weiss, CBS. This is CBS News today has this dude Tony DeCouple, this POS Tony DeCouple. They're tanking their ratings. Like Barry Weiss, the Zionist, the straight up hardcore Zionist for Larry and David Ellison, is tanking CBS, and I'm loving it. Boycott Paramount, boycott HBO, boycott anything that has these billionaires' hands in it. Boycott everything. I'm still boycotting Target. I don't care what anybody say. I'm still boycotting Target. I boycott Home Depot. I boycott anything as best as possible now. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes, I mean, you can't boycott everything all at once because there are essentials that you may need. But I'm talking about like boycotting. I haven't been at Home Depot in forever. I haven't been in Target since the first Target boycott started and took place. We still boycotting that, BITCH. We still boycotting straight up because I refuse. They messed up. They did this prematurely. They weren't threatened. And they decided they were going to remove all diversity, equity, and inclusion programs that was helping assist prematurely. Donald Trump didn't truth about them. They did this prematurely, so I continue to boycott. But yeah, let's go back to CBS here with this Tony DeCouple, this POS racist piece of crap. He is tanking. He is not doing good for CBS. He is not. Barry Weiss isn't doing good either. But that's another story for another day. These guys are doing terrible. If I had their ear, I would tell them to step down and not capitulate with any billionaire that is trying to change the narrative in regards to the true media and the real media that's supposed to be out here in the world. The propaganda is no more, guys. That's why independent media is where it's at. Independent media is more important now than anything in any part of the lifetime. Like, I'm serious. Independent, when I back in 2000 when the terrorist attack happened in the United States, I was ticked because there was missing information in regards to what took place with the world trade and the relationship of the Bushes and oil, until I watched what's his name? Dang, I love him too. He's a really good guy. It was called 9/11. Dang, he's a producer. It'll come to me. I watched Sicko too. He did another one. Michael Moore. Sorry. Michael Moore had laid it down in regards to like the crazy things that happened in 9/11, a part of 9/11. And that documentary was really interesting, as well as Sicko. If you get a chance to watch Michael Moore, shout out to Michael Moore. Michael Moore, if you see this video, if you see this live, man, holla at me. But it was very telling in regards to the relationship back that the Bushes, I can't really 100% confirm this, but it seemed kind of odd how the Bushes had some type of communication with Osama bin Laden well before 9/11 took place. Well before 9/11 took place. But the independent media that is needed is what we need to see on the ground, what is taking place currently, because we know over and over again that this administration will continue to hide and cover things up and lie. That's why Jerome Powell is not moving the Fed rates for us to have. For one, we are already in stagflation, but we're going to have a massive inflation come. It's going to come once Jerome Powell steps down and they add the other person in regards to it. Oh, we're going to be in hell and hot water because we've already have $38 trillion added to the debt, which is approaching $39 trillion to the debt. We are in trouble. Our children are in trouble, guys. And I pray that we can get out of this come midterms. I do. Nobody should have been confirmed for the Trump administration. Kristi Noem, Pam Bondi, but guess what? The Republicans confirmed them. It wasn't the Democrats. The Democrats don't control anything. So the Republicans, including John Fetterman, confirmed these individuals. And we're going to talk about some of the Democrats that actually decided to say yay on confirming these individuals as well, because they are at fault also. There should be 0 Democrats confirming anything with these Republicans. There is no bipartisanship with the Republican Party. There is no bipartisanship. So return the favor, Democrats. Return the favor when it comes to everything that has taken place with the Republican Party. Do not sign anything. Do not vote on anything that's going to help them. We already see what destruction is taking place with this Trump administration, and we're in March of 2026. Trump did not put his hand on the Bible January 20th of 2025. And we have the highest inflation under Trump since pandemic levels. This is since the Biden levels of the inflation. And you know how MAGA was super upset about Biden and how high gas was back then? But now they're closed mouth. Inflation going high, gas is high. Gas is at levels higher than Biden because of the Strait of Hormuz issue. They're closed mouth. So we know that they're cucks and betas and cult members because Trump can do no wrong. Trump can do no wrong. Donald Trump can tell a MAGA person that I want you to jump off this bridge. I'm going to go with you, but I want you to go first. And they will jump off that bridge. They will literally jump off that bridge because they believe in Trump so much. And they say, oh, things are going to get better. We just have to wait. We just have to wait. They've been moving the goalpost since June of 2025 when he did, Liberation Day. MAGA's been continuing to move the goalpost since June of 2025 when Trump did the April Liberation Day that raised up inflation. Oh, we just need to give Trump some time. We just need to give him some time. We need to, next year, if this happens, I'll be worried then. The hell are they talking about? They continue to move the goalposts. Oh, Trump said that he's going to release the Epstein files. Now he says, get over the Epstein files. Just get over it. Get over it. I wasn't there. I wasn't really good friends with Jeffrey Epstein. And we know that that's a freaking lie. We know that we see pictures and clipping shots of him hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein. In the videos with Jeffrey Epstein, but he didn't know him. He wasn't good friends with him. And then you guys remember, comment, do you guys remember when Trump said that he was mad at Jeffrey Epstein because Jeffrey Epstein stole one of his girls, his workers? Remember when he said that? I was like, wait a minute, hold on. Does that add up? Does that make sense? That Trump was mad about real estate, but then he was also mad about Jeffrey Epstein stealing one of his ladies? I think that he handed her over. Was that Virginia Dufresne? Donald Trump, yeah, take her. She's undocumented. She don't have any kind of records in the United States. Take her. And then they go to the Epstein Island with Howard Lutnick taking his family and his servants, basically his babysitters, on the Epstein Island. You see, these things are adding up, that we know who the perpetrators are because they lie and they brought their family to it. That is very crazy. That is very odd for you to bring your children. And we've seen the pictures, the unredacted information on the Epstein files. We see what these criminals, and I'm calling them criminals, did to these children, these young women. And they want to say, oh, well, Trump wasn't in there. MAGA, Trump said he wasn't in there, so I believe him. Trump said that, this is short-term pain for long-term gain, and we're in 2026, and more shit that keeps happening is increasing our inflation here. MAGA's lost, guys, and the world sees that. The world knows that. That's why individuals are getting shit in other countries when they see a person from America and they ask, hey, who'd you vote for? Oh, I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into politics. I just want to drink my pint. No, who the hell did you vote for? Because that was the man that was saying that they were going to take over my country, that was going to liberate my country. So who did you vote for? Please let me know this. Do you have any people that are still part of MAGA in your family? I'm going to try to hit this chat to see if anything pops up because I can't see anything. So let me see. Let me go over here. Sorry. I'm sorry. Something Trump will never do is apologize. We know that. Trump will never apologize, but I'm trying to catch these chat things and I can't see it. Hell, forget it. I'm going to check the chats out in a little while when I can. Anyways, MAGA, anybody that is still part of the cult, just remove yourself from them, please. Remove yourself from any person that is a MAGA supporter and lover, because those people are the ones that they don't care if you was to lose your life from another MAGA person. They will not protect you. They are not our protectors here in the United States. They're not our protectors in the world. And that's why every country, even though Trump said it in Truth Social, I'm calling for every of my allies. I'm calling for China, who's helping Iran. I'm calling for France and Germany and Italy to band together and help me clear out these tankers in the Strait of Hormuz. And they said, no, you started this. You said that you wanted to take over Greenland, my country. You started this. You said that you wanted to take over Canada, my country. Mark Carney, shout out to all my Canadians. No, you did this. Saudi Arabia, UAE, Dubai, I need you guys to bring me some troops to help me out in the Strait of Hormuz because of the shit that I did. Allies are turning their back on Trump. And I'll be honest with you, I cannot be mad at them as an American. I can't be mad at the allies turning against Trump because he started this mess. Trump ruins everything. Trump is never right. Trump was right about nothing. Whoever is helping Trump destroy the country, Stephen Miller, you can even see Stephen Chin, that chunky dude with I'm sorry, if you overweight, hey, get the workout in, you know what I'm saying? You can, Stephen Chin and all the Trump family, every single Trump family member have helped to destroy this country. We are not doing good here. We are not. Straight up. The whole administration, even from the Cubano Marco Rubio, who is a Cuban, says, hey, I'm in America now. F Cuba. We're going to go take over Cuba. We're going to do regime change in Cuba now. The Cubans that are here in the United States, especially here in Florida, because we have a lot of Cubanos here. You see how they treat your country? Oh, and Trump lies all the time. He lied about, oh yeah, I was talking to somebody who was, I know him really well, and he said that he wants to go back to Cuba, and he'll be happy for me to take it over. He's always talking about many scholars. I talked to the other presidents, and they said that I'm doing a great job going and attacking Iran, and I don't want to get into who said it, but they said that they wish they could have did what I did. And then none of the presidents confirmed or admitted to saying to Trump, yeah, we told him, hey, Bill Clinton didn't say anything about, oh yeah, good job with Iran. Good job with Iran, Trump. Just like Venezuela. Oh, many scholars said that if I attack and take Nicolas Maduro, Venezuela will be liberated. And now what's going on in Venezuela? Where's that oil going? How come that oil is not coming to the United States? Why isn't that oil coming to the United States for our gas price to be lower? And so this is what Trump is doing that MAGA is really pissed off about. Now, excuse me, let me rephrase that. They're not pissed. They're okay with it. They're okay with this happening. So our strategic reserve, when Biden was administration, when Biden was, in office, he decided that he was going to open up the strategic reserve to bring down the gas prices. And MAGA was pissed off. Oh, you shouldn't have destroyed the Keystone Pipeline, which wasn't producing anything. They were pissed off. They were mad as hell with Biden. But Trump is doing the same thing and opening up more of our strategic oil reserve than Biden did, which is not bringing the prices down and may not bring them down that much. Mum's the word. Mum's the word. From MAGA. Mum's the word. They're not saying anything about that because Trump can do no wrong. I posted a short the other day, and hey, like I told y'all before, if I'm doing like this, I don't know what it is, man. It's just a tick thing, I guess. I guess it's a tick thing. I'm sorry, but I posted a video previously about Barack Obama signing in it was an executive order about, making sure that inspections for trains and that they had the better brakes or the brake pads for trains to slow down and be able to make their adjustments on the track and everything. Trump repealed that. He destroyed that with, what was her name? It's Mitch McConnell's wife. She was the head of the transportation at the time. Whenever he ripped up all of them, he had them big old stacks of executive orders and stuff that he was going to get rid of. Well, he decided to rip that up. And then what happened was that train derailment that happened in East Palestine, Ohio, that had toxic fumes and waste in this particular city that had to evacuate everybody. That was Trump's fault. But then they politicized that. Trump and them politicized that situation and tried to put the blame on Biden and Pete Buttigieg when it was Trump's doing and repealing that. And then we can talk about this Iranian nuclear deal where we had a sweetheart deal with Iran in regards to what they were doing with any kind of uranium, where the Americans, part of the government, can go and inspect it because there was a mutual agreement with Barack Obama and the Iranian leader at the time. There was a mutual agreement for American soldiers or whatever to go and inspect to make sure that they're not making uranium. And Trump killed that order too. You see, this is what Trump does, is he destroys good policies, good implementations in place. He destroys that and doesn't have an answer to fix it. Just like he and the Republican Party tried to get rid of Obamacare. They tried to get rid of the ACA, and guess what happened? They couldn't get rid of it completely because the majority of people that received ACA were the majority of the people that voted for Trump and them. They couldn't get rid of it like they wanted to. And Democrats, people need to realize that who was it that was fighting for that to stay in place? The Democrats. The Democrats, independents like Bernie Sanders, I love Bernie Sanders, AOC, were fighting for that ACA to stay in place. And when they removed it and took it away, The Democrats did the Democratic side of our world did the good thing in publicizing that to let people know in regards to what was taking place with that ACA. And I'm on the ground with working with the healthcare insurance. And I see what changes have taken place with people's subsidies. I've seen what people's premiums are even without a subsidy. Health insurance is super expensive here. I mean, hell, I'm paying $600 a month for me and my family for health insurance. And that is not adding in when I have to go and see the doctor, or if my wife has to go and see the doctor, or if we go to the emergency room. We have high deductibles and high premiums in a country where we are the richest country, and the millionaires and billionaires, they don't have to worry about that. They don't have to worry about their finances like we do. They don't have to worry about how much money is in the bank account and what bills that they have to pay, because they have all the wealth. The wealth distribution is massively shifting all the way over to the millionaires and billionaires. And we're just getting the crumbs. And we can't get health insurance. These millionaires and billionaires, they don't care about how high the grocery prices are. They don't give a damn about that. They don't give a damn about how much gas is shot up. They don't care, because they have their wealth, and they're getting their wealth from us that are still actually working. The ones that are on the ground working still. Me as an employee, I see my CEOs on this, doing this particular job, and they keep throwing bullshit and bullshit and bullshit at us. You got to do this now. You got to do that. I get on average 6 and 7 different emails about specific things that we need to do differently with our jobs. At a job where I'm underpaid and overworked, that don't give overtime. Now, I know I'm bitching right now. I know I'm complaining right now, but I'm just saying that some of y'all are in the same position. Some of y'all in the same position to where you're working hard for these CEOs, these rich assholes that don't care about us in regards to how we are able to get by. They don't care if we need, we're behind on our mortgage payment. They don't care if we're behind on our car payment. They don't care if we're behind on our student loans. They don't give a damn about that. I did a video some time ago, guys, and I want you to listen to this. I did a video about the Starbucks CEO, and the Starbucks CEO got a 70-something% increase in their salary in a year in comparison to a 2% increase of the salaries of their workers and employees. That's why you've been seeing them on strike. You've seen Starbucks on strike in regards to the employee pay, because these dickheads, these a-holes, I'm getting ready to go in now, because my progressive mind of thinking is that there should be no millionaires and billionaires in this country. In the United States, there should be no millionaires and billionaires unless they are being taxed at 90% of their wealth. Elon Musk can pay for everybody's healthcare in the United States with just a small portion of what he is getting. As a South African immigrant, he is almost a trillionaire. What can you do with all those millions, guys? Like, what can you do with, let's say, even $200 million? Like, yeah, I know these assholes can blow $200 million because they don't give a damn. They can buy a space rocket for $100 million or whatever, like Bezos or whatnot. But I'm saying that what can one person in their lifetime, and generational wealth is going to stretch very long with these millionaires and billionaires, right? But if they were actually able to be progressive and invest their money into the people, this economy would be such a better place. Healthcare would be so much better. We wouldn't have the biggest healthcare calamity when it comes to health insurance debt, student loan debt. Biden went ahead and tried to do it, just to cancel people's student loan, and the Republican Party were pissed off about that. But when it came to the PPP loan for the businesses, they were okay to give out millions of dollars for the PPP loan. Just ask Marjorie Taylor Greene. When Marjorie Taylor Greene got her PPP loan, it was like 3 or 4 million. And we had many of people who got a PPP loan to where that PPP loan could have went to paying off somebody's student tuition. Listen, somebody can be, I'll be happy if somebody paid off my student tuition. I'm still paying on it at 44. I stopped for a little while. I stopped. You know, you can't afford it, you can't afford it. But that's the BS that we're talking about here. Donald Trump is ruining the lives of educated minds because he is peeling back how nurses are to be classified in a category when it comes to wealth or when it comes to just their careers. And that's affecting women, black women, white women, Asian women, Latino women who are wanting to go into the medical field. This is what's happening with this particular administration, who is destroying just everything at lightning speed. Everything at lightning speed. I'm pissed off on this whacked out Wicked Wednesday. You know, I'm just rambling, but it's just, I hate the position that we're in this country. I hate the position that we're in this world. And that's why I do the things that I do to connect with you guys. It's just a terrible thing to have to deal with in the time frame where my 23-year-old, my 9-year-old, when they get to my age, how hard it's going to be for them to even try to own a house. You know, my wife and I own our house, and this will probably be the house that they'll end up being in eventually. But you never know. Maybe they'll be blessed with an opportunity to make more money for themselves. That's if inflation doesn't take over like it is. Because it's definitely taken over. It is. Let me pick up my paper here and let me just say something else here. Anyways, yeah, I'm just wanting to jump on here for this Wednesday. I will be doing some more Wednesdays eventually. I will be. I know everybody during the week, they be doing their lives, so I'm probably not getting the engagement like I want to because of that, but I'll be doing some more. Yeah. Donald Trump is not getting any help from our leaders around the world. And I appreciate and respect every person that has declined. I respect that. Because this is not something that they did to the economy. This is not something that they did in regards to people being attacked in Iran. They didn't do this. So France doesn't need to come and help fight. And if you are from France or Italy or whatever area you're from, who is an ally of the United States, I know y'all are building coalitions and building relations up with other countries. I know it. I know it's happening. I know it is happening with this administration and how they're leaving America on an island now. They are literally leaving America on an island because they're turning all our allies away from the dumb stuff that they're doing. Barack Obama had a very much respect. Even George Bush had respect from our world leaders. Joe Biden had respect. I remember when Joe Biden won and all the world leaders from the United Nations and everything, all of them were congratulating Biden in regards to winning. You know, when Trump won in 2025, well, when he won in 2024, I'm pretty sure they were like, oh, we got this idiot again. Please don't let him be just as bad or worse than the last time. And then when he came, he's fucking up everything. Donald Trump is fucking up everything. I had to throw that in there. He is jacking up all our relationships with all our allies. He is messing it up. And this is what we got to deal with. But like I said, Donald Trump and all the MAGA people in this administration should be ashamed of themselves as Americans. Any supporters should be ashamed of themselves. Because they are setting the stage for world leaders to say, do not go to America, which tourism is super down here in this country, especially in Florida. Florida used to get a lot of people here. It is terrible here in Florida with the tourism. Do not go to America. Go somewhere else. We don't know what's going to happen to you in America. J.D. Vance is a piece of shit. Donald Trump is a piece of shit. And what's up with Vivek Ramaswamy? Is he going to be Ohio's governor? No. He is not going to be Ohio's governor, boy. Vivek Ramaswamy went on the wrong side. He used to. I think he said he never voted too. You know how odd that is for you to jump in the political atmosphere and you claim that you had never voted, but then you try to jump on Trump's side. You know, Vivek is a piece of crap. I don't understand how people who come from another country that speak different languages, that have a darker skin color or a skin color like me, can even think that the Republican Party really cares about them. It's all about racism to them. It's all about, we need to make sure that the meritocracy is a white man. That's what it is. And if you take offense to that, it's the truth. You look at the true DEI of any form of work, you will see that at the top of any company basically is a man who has pale skin. And their name is John Davidson, Eric Thompson. It is not a Eugene Matthews. It's not somebody named Jawan Jenkins. Alejandro Rivero. You don't see that unless they're playing a sport. If they're playing a sport, then that's when you'll see the diversity in sports, especially baseball, basketball, football, track and field. You're going to see the diversity there because it's just like back in the time frame of the slaveries. People of color were athletic. People of color, and it depends on the sport too. Like, we weren't jockeying, but there were some black jockeys. There was some Hispanic, and now, matter of fact, yeah, the jockeys too. Man, you need to think about that in the thoroughbreds too. Yeah. Unqualified, unfit clown show is this administration. Vivek Ramaswamy went on the wrong side. He should have, I don't know, he might have fared out better on the Democratic side. Shout out to Ro Khanna, man. Shout out to Ro Khanna. Shout out to every person that's diverse in the Democratic Party. You can see the difference between the Republican Party and how they try to run the country down to the ground and try to control things, to the Democratic Party, who actually try to help out the people, even though some of them are established Democrats. I wish we could have a whole party of Democrats that were like Bernie Sanders. Even Ro Khanna, like people who care about trying to build up the United States. But unfortunately, we have people that are getting money from AIPAC who, it's all in the bag for Israel. It is. It's all in the bag for Israel. And I'm pretty sure y'all seen that video of Bibi Netanyahu saying, whatever, he was still alive or whatnot. I don't know. I don't know. I can't speculate because I ain't know much about that. But we'll see. Anyways, hey, listen. I'm about to jump off here. I'm about to go watch One Piece with my wife. But I thank y'all for being here with me, man. I think I fare better with my screen being vertical instead of horizontal. So, yeah, give me some thumbs up, guys. Sorry I wasn't seeing the chats and everything to respond back, but yeah, check out my video that's going to be out tomorrow night. It's definitely a good one to take a look into because we got a lot of dumb people in Hebron, Kentucky. But subscribe to the channel. Well, you had to subscribe on this one here. But I love y'all. Y'all take care of yourself. Be careful out wherever you're doing, whatever you're going, whatever you're doing. Please pay attention because we know that since the Trump administration had poked the bear of Iran, we don't know what's going to take place in the United States, especially when we can't trust our own government, guys. But like I said, take care of yourself. Peace and love. Walt out.